Alright, so today's video I'm going to show you how I get my nails like this. I'm basically going to be doing like a 2-in-1 because I'm going to be giving myself like a little bit of a fill on these nails, and then I broke this one, so then I'm going to show you how I do it from scratch. So yeah, you'll be able to see how I get my nails. So I'm sitting on my bed. I just have a towel over top of my legs to catch like any dust or anything. I'm just doing a regular black set. They're like tapered square. They're not really coffin, but not really square, and they're pretty long. They're not short. So yeah, right now this is just my last set. I drilled off all the polish and just took it down back to the base, and then I'm going to show you how I do this one. The most important thing that I use for my nails is polygel. So polygel is basically a gel and like an acrylic hybrid. I don't know how to do acrylic, and I like having the option if I want to lengthen my nails. There's two ways you could use polygel. The way I'm going to show you guys is I use nail tips, and the reason I use nail tips is because it just is a little, it's not that it is stronger, because polygel is pretty strong itself, but the reason I use tips on the bottom is because it's just a cleaner look, like with without having to control whether or not it goes under, and then it just gives something for the polygel to sit on top of. Whereas if you were to do polygel the traditional way that they'll tell you in the kits, is you do polygel with a form. So I have a nail right here, and I just buy like traditional nail glue that they use in nail salons and stuff, and I pretty much just know, like, trial and error how to do them to make them look nice. So I just put the glue straight on. My nail is already buffed so that it has something to adhere to, and rather than go like this and apply it, I do it this way so I can see if it's straight or not. And then I'm just gonna stick it on, so it'll be like this. So now we had the nail back. You don't need this. Again, this is just one of those things that I have like a whole nail kit, so I just been slowly buying everything that I need. You can use regular scissors, a regular nail clipper, anything like that. So I'm just gonna trim it to the length I want, which is about right here. And now that it's cut, we're gonna go into the polygel. So polygel is really easy to work with. Basically have just been like messing around with all these different systems to see what I like the most. This is just a container of alcohol, by the way. When you use polygel, you have to use a product that is considered your slip agent, which is how you maneuver the polygel. So anytime you order polygel, you'll get a brush like this, which is a spatula on one end and a brush on the other. Also guys, if I'm talking funny, it's because I have my retainer in, and I'm not gonna sacrifice crooked teeth for you guys. So my polygel is pretty much empty right now, so I need to order a new one. So that's why I'm like folding it in half and stuff. And because I'm doing like a fill and doing this one nail, I'm gonna grab basically this much, and I'm just gonna dollop that on the nail. And while I'm at that, I'm gonna grab little amounts for the cuticle area on the other nails. You don't need a lot for the cuticle area. So once I have the polygel on each nail, now when I'm doing a fill, I'll do it like this because it's really quick. But if I were to be doing like a full set and I didn't have any nails or any existing polygel, I would do it nail by nail. To me, it comes off as quicker, and not only that, but it gives you more control of the project. So I'm gonna start with my index finger, and I dip my brush in the alcohol, and like just make sure you like squeeze a little bit of the excess off. And what I like to do is, let me zoom you guys in. Once I have the alcohol, and you don't want to have it drenched in the alcohol, just enough that it can make the product move around. I press it up, like I go up to the cuticle. So when I do mine, I don't like it to go all the way up to the cuticle. I leave just like a little natural rim so it's easy for me to paint and stuff. And I'm just gonna maneuver it with the brush. It's really easy. It's like a little art project, if I say so. I like it to be super flush. And I know most people, they'll tell you to put more at the I forget what this is called, the center, like where the nail connects. Most people, like most nail artists, they'll put more there just so it's stronger. I don't ever really keep these on for long because one, I don't do anything, so I don't need long nails unless I'm going somewhere like that weekend. And I prefer mine to look more flat rather than have like a curve. That's just my personal preference, so it just depends on you. But I basically just play with it until I like how flat it is, and I'll look at it from like every angle. So like I'll turn it sideways to my eye and go this way and really just brush until it looks like the whole thing is flat and matches up. Sorry if you hear my phone ring. And then you want to make sure you clean under it because it can dry under there, and then if you're like me, you'll be picking at it, which annoys the living crap out of me. So you'll see here I have basically like extra product. I'm gonna just brush that off. Sometimes it comes off easy, sometimes it doesn't. This is a lot, so I'm just gonna like pick a random finger to just slap it on for now, and then in the end, if I don't need that too, I'll just trash it. And once you get to the end, I dab it on the end of the tip just so that it's not like as harsh. And you don't have to worry about it being like perfect because you are going to file it or drill it depending on whichever method you choose. Where'd you go? Oh, you know how I've been living without you. Daydreaming on a cloud with you like horizon. With you tonight is on an island. Yeah. It's about time for making up. The times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you for said I didn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. Oh, just to know you want you. So come close, won't you? Can I tell you something for what it's worth? With you having this place on lengthen, take you there, take you. Show you something, give you more than words. With you having this place on lengthen, take you there, take you there, take you there, won't you? Fill me up till my cup's overflowing. I'm so anxious just to feel the silence. It's so quiet, but I hear you saying to me, baby, it's about time we're making up time. The times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you never said I couldn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. Oh, just to know you want you. So come close, won't you? Can I tell you something for what it's worth? With you having this place on lengthen, take you there, take you. Show you something, give you more than words. With you having this place on lengthen. It will look like after curing. I'm gonna wipe my nails off with alcohol. And I know you guys are thinking, Asia, I thought this was easy, and here you are acting like this is a whole nail salon. It really is easy. It just is whether or not you want to do it or not, but I don't mind doing it. So now I'm going to go in with my drill. I have it like on medium speed, and I am going to just go shape and flatten them. So when I'm drilling, I really focus on the cuticle area to get it like as flush as possible, as you could see like on these ones. Where'd you go? Oh, you know how I've been living without you. Daydreaming on a cloud with you like horizon. With you tonight is on an island. Yeah. It's about time for making up. The times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you never said I didn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. Oh, just to know you want you. So come close, taking a 180 grit nail file, and the way I like to file is I don't like to do it this way because your fingers like go in at angles so they could become crooked. So I like to do it outwards like this. So I'm going to take the thumb and I hold the nail file up all the way and I just lean it in like on an angle a little bit. So while I do that, at the same time I like to make sure I'm trying to line it up with hair so that it's all flush and it gives that cohesive look. Index finger, which is the one that is basically square right now, that I'm shaping from scratch. I'm gonna do the same thing. So this is how it would be if the file was lined up, and what I'm gonna do is go in, and this is gonna basically get the tip to go in, and as you file it'll become easier for the file to become flush with the tip and with the edge of your natural nail. So you just want to keep going until that happens, which is how you know it's getting tapered. Grab my base coat. We're just going to go in with a quick base coat, and once I have all the nails coated, I'm just going to go ahead and cure for 2 minutes. So now that the base coat is cured, I'm going to go in with my black polish. Where'd you go? Oh, you know how I've been living without you. Daydreaming on a cloud with you like horizon. With you tonight is on an island. Yeah. It's about time for waking up. The times you wasn't with me waking up. Now you said I didn't miss your touch. I needed to distance myself from you. I was just to know you want you. So come close, I want you. Go in with the top coat. So same brand. The top coat I like to be a little bit more generous, just because since I only did 2 layers, I don't mind this to get like a little on the thick side. I'm gonna go and cure that, and once you have oil on the nails, this is what you're left with. So I mean, you can rub it in, but I'm gonna let it sit because I'm about to go take a shower anyways, so it's gonna wash off. So if you guys enjoyed this video, let me know if you guys want to see more nail things, and yeah.